as a creation scientist, as a Christian apologist, as a Christian missionary teacher myself, we actually trace our roots back to the Apostle Paul, because the Apostle Paul was the first creation evangelist. For I'm not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of God for salvation to everyone who believes, the Jew first and also the Greek. There's only kind of two people in the world according to God's economy. There's those that are Jews and those that aren't. And then he goes on to say, for in it the righteousness of God is revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, but, quoting the Old Testament, the righteous man or woman shall live by faith, right? And Paul talks about this to the Jews first and also to the Gentiles. The teaching of the gospel is, it's foolishness to a Gentile, but it's a stumbling block to a Jew.
That's correct.
And so in 1 Corinthians, why is the preaching of Jesus Christ a stumbling block to a Jew? Kind of like a speed bump. Sleeping policeman, I think, is another term for it. Because the Jew knows the right Father, Creator God. They even know the right Spirit. But they deny that Jesus is the promised Messiah. They're looking for another. So preaching Jesus is just a stumbling block, because the believing Jew is already a believer in creation, knows the right Father, knows the right Spirit. So the problem is just getting them to understand Jesus as the Messiah. But preaching Jesus to an evolutionist is complete and total, just impossible, until you get them to realize that creation is true. Now, why is that? Well, because they believe in evolution, they believe there is no God. And so I have this question for you, Yemi. How do you introduce somebody to the Son of God if they don't think there's a Father?
That's a hard one.
Yeah. So the preaching of Jesus Christ is a foolishness to the Gentile.
Yeah.
Because since they don't believe there's a Father, Creator God, and then you try to introduce them to the Son, they'll say, how can there be the Son when there's no Father? So you have to convince them that creation is true. You have to go to Genesis, not John 3:16. You have to go to Genesis. You have to teach creation.